All right, so welcome back. Let's start by. All right, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about using Bridge to start looking at our photos and ranking them and getting them ready to edit. When you download your files onto your computer, if you go to the BR icon under your applications for Bridge and you open up Bridge, this is what you're going to get. It may look different depending on which of these you have selected up here. But let's say you use Essentials, which is probably the most popular one. They all have a different advantages and disadvantages, and we'll talk a little bit about those later. But let's say you downloaded your folders, your files, and your photos into the folders, and now you want to go see what you got and start ranking your best ones and getting rid of your losers. If you come over here to folders, you can see desktop and computer. Usually I recommend downloading to your desktop or an external hard drive. So if you have that hooked up, that'll be under computer most likely. But let's go to these little drop downs and let's click on that. And that's going to show me all the folders that are inside the desktop. And if you come down here to some of the U of A ones, U of A patterns, let's start with that one. And you can see I have a whole bunch of different folders and files inside that folder. If I picked a different one, that would show me all the photos that are in that folder. So this is a good way to start looking at the ones that you just imported. And as we go through these, we want to kind of show the best ones by giving them a different ranking and separating them out with the collections, or just wanting to look at the 5 stars later to see just the best ones. So here we have a couple, and you can see the stars under here. Some of these have already been ranked. So let's select all, and we're going to give them a ranking of 0 to start with. Alright, so as you go through, let's say that you like that photo, right? Let's say you like that one. You can come through and you can use these labels to start giving them a ranking of best to worst, or your favorite ones. For me, I just keep it simple. I use 5 stars for the best ones. I don't do 4 stars for the ones I kind of like. If it's worth keeping, it should be a 5 star. So I can come on here and I can look at that one. Let's say that I like that one a lot. I can come up here and give it a 5 star. The shortcut here is Command 5, so I like to use shortcuts. So Command 5, and you can see now it has a 5 star label. If you hit Command 6, 7, 8, or 9, it'll give you a color. So Command 6 is red, 7 is yellow, 8 green. So now you could sort them 5 star, red colors, and you can put them into different categories like that. Alright, so let's talk about other ways you can rank these. So as you're going through here and you say, oh, these are my favorite 4, alright, these ones have 5 star rankings. Now you can come up here and you can say just show 5 stars, and it'll only show your 5 star favorites. So now you could select all, which is Command A, or in that case I'd hit Command Z, which is undo. Command A, select all, and now you could drag them into Photoshop and start editing them. But we're not quite ready for that. So let's clear the filter. And let's say you wanted to start making a collection so that you can come back to these later. The other thing you could do is you can highlight them and you can drag them over to your collections over here. You can create new collections by hitting the command button. Sorry, it's actually the control. You can come over here and you can hit the control click button and it'll ask you new collection. So you could come in here and you could include the selected files already. And we're going to call these shapes winners. And now you can see I have a collection in shapes winner of the 4 that I like. And then I can always go back here and none of those have really been moved. They're just kind of in this other folder waiting to be separated. And you can keep adding them, so if let's say you like these three, you can pick them up now and just drag them in there, and you can see how it adds more to your collection. So that's a good way to keep your photos separate and start really separating your best ones from the ones you're not crazy about. Alright, let's talk a little bit about the menus up here. Essentials is what we have open. This is this kind of looking menu. Film strip's a little bit different. Here it gives you kind of a preview of all of the files, and then bigger previews up here, so you can kind of compare them next to each other like that. If I hit Command and select, it'll keep all those, and I can see kind of how they would work together if that's something I was working on, like a triptych or something. We don't want to do that. Another one you're going to use a lot is the keywords. This is great if you want to see your camera settings. So for this photo, I shot that at a shutter speed of 1/125, f5.6, ISO 1000. You'll need to do that so you can see what kind of settings you use for different kind of photos, especially when you're studying motion blur, and depth of field. So that's really nice to have. I use Lightroom or Light Table a lot. Light Table allows me to see all of these photos quickly without any of the rest of the menus on the side here. And this little slider will actually allow you to see them even bigger thumbnails. So now you can really see what you got. And again, if you come up here and you filter out, show me 5 stars, it'll show you just the ones that you selected 5 stars for. You can play with these. There's a couple other ways you can sort them manually. So those are pretty self-explanatory. But that's a good way for you to be able to see what you got.